My daughter was in first grade. She came home one day from school and she asked me the following question. We were learning about Maaseh Bereshis, we're learning about creation, and Abba, I get it, she said. Before Hashem created the heavens and the earth, there was nothing, there were no trees, there were no rivers. I get all that, but what color was it? And the question that she asked is actually profound. Because if you close your eyes and imagine the moment before creation, what you see is black. But you see, black is a color. Even vacuum implies physicality, but before Hashem created the world, there was nothing. There were no atoms, no quarks, there was no physicality. And from absolute void, from absolute absence of everything, Hashem said, Vayehi, it should be, and it became 100 billion galaxies, each containing 100 billion stars, the world we see. And when you do this thought experiment, this thought exercise, what you come to realize is that many of the features in this world didn't have to be there. From a functional standpoint, if Hashem created this world just to be used, utilitarian functionality only, many of the things we see wouldn't be there. Let me give you a good for instance. Color. There's such a thing in the world called color, with many different shades, hues, and different gradations. As a matter of fact, Crayola crayons has 4 shades of teal. If you open up Microsoft Word and you see the color palette, at your disposal are 16 million colors. Here's the question. Why did Hashem create something called color? A black and white world would have functioned very well. TV, the movies, used to be black and white. And you could watch the full drama within the spectrum of the gray scale. So why did Hashem make this complex entity called color? And the reason is, from a functional standpoint, the world could exist in black and white. But the world we live in is filled with vibrant color. And when you look at it at sunrise, when you watch the ocean, you see beauty. You see enhanced, magnificent scenes, because color adds a tremendous amount to our enjoyment. From a functional standpoint, it wasn't needed, but it adds dramatically to our enjoyment of the world. And when you begin looking about this world, you see that many, many features that Hashem put into this world was strictly for man's benefit so that he should enjoy. Food serves a very real purpose. Nutrition. We need the benefits of the vitamins, the protein, the carbohydrates. But by all rights, all food should taste like soggy cardboard. We probably would eat anyway because we'd be hungry. Yet food doesn't all taste like brown beans or all like potatoes. Foods come in such an array of different flavors and textures with different sensations that you feel when you eat them. Why is it that Hashem designed foods with different flavors? So that when we sit down to an apple, to a pear, to an orange, we should enjoy it. Yes, we'd eat, but we wouldn't take the same enjoyment, we wouldn't benefit the same way, and Hashem invested tremendous wisdom into creating an entire spectrum of different flavors so that we should enjoy. But if you focus on the details, that's where things get very interesting. I once heard Rav Miller Zatzal describe the wedge of an orange. Take an orange and you find all those 12, 14 maybe wedges. Take an individual wedge and you see the wedge of the orange, and you'll see that there's a membrane that actually covers it. Now if you gently peel back the membrane, you'll see that there are juice sacs. The juice are contained in these very little sacs. Why is it that the juice in the orange are contained in those little sacs? There's an equal amount of juice in a watermelon, but it's not in that manner. The reason really is quite simple. Have you ever seen these children's candies that say bite in for a burst of flavor? You see, when you bite into the wedge, those hundreds of little juice sacs erupt, and you get a burst of flavor across your palate. You see, it wasn't enough that there should be this sweet, citrusy, tangy sort of flavor. Hashem wanted to enhance our enjoyment. He wanted to add to what we experience, so Hashem designed the orange in such a fashion. When you bite into an apple, you don't get the burst of flavor. You get a crunch. Why did Hashem design apples that way? Go to your local supermarket and you'll see an entire row 75 feet long, floor to ceiling of breakfast cereals, each one bragging to be crunchier than the one next to it. Why? Because when you sit down to a bowl of cereal and you crunch, there's an enjoyment that you experience from that texture. So Hashem designed the cellular walls of the apple in a manner that they should be rigid, so that when you crunch, you get the crunch. The orange for the burst of flavor. For the life of me, I don't understand the banana, but here's the point. Hashem put so much wisdom, forethought into our enjoyment. Such beauty in the world, flowers, colors, such magnificent arrays of beauty. The question is, do we enjoy it? Do we experience it? Do we feel it? And you could have everything in front of you. You could be living in a world laden with the most pleasures and enjoyments, but if you don't train yourself to experience it, if you don't train yourself to focus on it, it might as well not be there, and you have to do the difficult work of learning how to be more sophisticated, learning how to take the benefits from this world so that you could experience the world as Hashem wants us to experience it.